So once I share the presentation, I will share you. So just I will be sharing my presentation. So before that, yesterday, Ahmad, yeah, hope you have clear with all the topics yesterday. So yesterday we have created our test VPC 01, and under the test VPC we have created multiple subnets. So I will filter here as a test VPC, and you can see here we have created two subnets, private 1A and private 1B, and these subnets are associated with an EC2 instance. So if you can go for the instances, you can see you have a two EC2 instance running on public EC2 and private EC2. So public EC2 has a associated with 12.1.14 subnet, and whereas private associated with 12.2.78. So it's different subnets, both are in different subnets. So before like before clearing, first you need to terminate these instances so that the network, the system associated subnets will be get cleared. First step you need to, once you are clearing your demo, first you need to clear this. Until and unless if the EC2 instance is not terminated, you are not able to delete these subnets. And after that, you need to detach, or if you need to remove your NAT gateway. So the last step is your NAT gateway. So click on the NAT and go for delete your NAT gateway. Before deleting your NAT gateway, you need to release the IP address which is assigned to your NAT. So go for elastic IP. Select on it and go for action. Say release elastic IP. Cannot be released with the association ID. Why? Because it is associated with your NAT gateway. So that's the reason it cannot be released. Go for NAT. Delete your NAT gateway. So deleting of your NAT gateway will take some time. And this IP is associated in your route table. Your NAT gateway is associated in a route table. You need to go route table first, and then you need to go with a private and route where your NAT is associated. Go and select edit route. Remove the NAT from your private subnet and save. Then come back again to the NAT gateway. So here you can see your NAT gateway is deleted. Now you go to elastic IP. Now you select and say release elastic IP. Still it is not releasing. Yeah. So now it is getting released. So you need to release now. So your elastic IP is get released. It means that your NAT gateway is clear now. You won't have any NAT gateway or any NAT gateway associated, or no public IP is associated. Now you need to remove your internet gateway. Before removing your internet gateway, go to routing table and remove your internet gateway routes. Go to routes, edit routes, and say remove. Sorry, routes. It's already removed. Okay, I think I have removed it previously. Okay, next, what do you need to do? You need to remove the association subnets. So go for, I am going for route table, remove this public and say, so my subnet association is removed. Here you can see your existing explicit subnet association is removed. In the same fashion, you need to remove your private subnet association, edit subnet, save association. So your route table has removed with the subnet associations, and go for route table and remove your route tables. Your route tables is removed now, and now you go and remove your internet gateway. So before removing, you need to detach it from your VPC. Detach from your VPC. It's showing us your public gateway is already attached to this VPC. They are asking you to detach it from your NAT gateway. As I see, nothing is assigned. For VPC. Still, it is not got updated. It is taking some time to update. Yeah, now it is got updated. Detach your internet gateway. Now your internet gateway is in detached mode. Select the internet gateway and say delete internet gateway. Say delete internet gateway. So why I'm showing you this, because there are some dependencies. Once you are going to clear your session, your lab session, so you need to do it by step. Now you don't have any routing table, you don't have any internet gateway associated with this VPC ID. Before that, you can select here your VPC ID. It's D3A 3E. So no internet gateway is associated and no routing table is available for this VPC. And if you can go for the NAT gateway, there are no NAT gateways is also associated. It's already in a deleted stage. So now you go to the subnets. The next thing is you need to remove your subnets. Delete the subnets. Say delete. Now your subnets has been deleted. Now come to your VPC. Now your VPC can easily get deleted. Will be deleted, will also be deleted. You are saying as these two security groups will also be get deleted. Why? Because these are associated with your VPC. Okay. So now your total environment is clear now. So for VPCs, you can see only one VPC, one available VPC in your environment. Okay. So now we will start up with our new concept called as VPC pairing. Before that, I want to demonstrate about VPC pairing. So here, let us take this as an environment. AWS region. AWS region. This one is my VPC. C hyphen test hyphen 01. Test hyphen 02. My second VPC. So okay. So now my VPCs has created here. So I will be naming it as VPC1 and VPC2. CIDR block. It's let me take 0.0.0.0 by 16. Okay. Here 13 dot 0 by 60. So VPC2 is, so here I am doing in a same region, in a one region. So you can also do it in a multiple regions, as well as you can also do it on some other accounts also, you can test it. So but right now I am doing on a same region. So here we have created a two VPCs, and what next you want, we need an internet gateway. You need to create your internet gateway also. Which is called as IGW. And one more thing, I want two separate subnets. One is for public and another is called as private. This is my public subnet. So public subnet, you have one is associated with one VPC, and private subnet is associated with another VPC. Yesterday, what we did, we have created multiple subnets in a single VPC, but here we are creating multiple subnet in a two different VPCs. So public subnet is in one VPC and private subnet is another VPC. To establish a communication between a public subnet to private subnet, we need to create a route over here, which is called as our router. So this is our route table which I need to create. Okay. So I need to create a public route table as well as private route table. Two route tables I need to create. Okay. And also I need to create a VPC peering. So I need to pair my VPC pairing here, and I also want an internet gateway. This internet gateway need to connect with my public subnet, and I should have a route table with a public subnet and route table with my private subnet, and I should have an communication between my VPC pairing and this VPC pairing. So here what happened, whenever I create a resource in my EC2, this is my EC2 instance, I am creating a two EC2 instance. This is one EC2 instance and this is one EC2 instance, and for this EC2 instance we are accessing through an internet, and this EC2 instance we don't have an internet access, we will have in a private subnet, and we will be accessing this EC2 via through a VPC pairing connection. Okay, yesterday what we did, we have accessed this VPC by using our routing table without any pairing communication. Why they were able to access? Why? Because both are in a same subnet. So sorry, same VPC. So here now we have a different VPC, means we have different communication. Okay. Sarah, any questions? You can ping, you can ask in a chat also, not an issue. Okay. So now hope you have clear idea what we are going to do right now. So yesterday concept was little bit different. Yesterday concept was we have two same two sorry one VPC and two subnets. Here uh, here we have two VPCs and two different subnets, so that are managed through an route table. And yesterday concept was we used to have a single VPC. In the single VPC we used to have multiple subnets, but here we have a different VPCs and different subnets, and these VPCs are getting communicated by using an VPC pairing. So this is what the concept which we are going to do right now. Okay, we will do it one step by step. If you have, I will give you another 1 or 2 minutes doubt. If you have any one doubts on this concept, just let me know. So I will open up with the questioning now. We will have a 2 minutes of session for a questioning. If you have any questions, just let me know so that we will start a practical session right away. Okay. So I will be logging into my VPCs EC2 instance. I have cleared my EC2 instance has terminated. Okay, so this is what my web console will close this. Okay. So I am only explaining you about within the region, but I want to give you a task to do it the same setup in a multiple region. So today just be concentrate, be active and see what we are doing it today. So once you need to demonstrate everything by using in a different region. Here I am using a same region, but once you are doing a lab, you do it the same region, as well as you try to do it with the other region also. You take this as a US East, and you create another VPC in another region called as US West, then try to do the VPC pairing over there. Okay, that is your test and assessment for your session. So here we will start up now with our VPC pairing. So what we need to do here, we need in our scenario, if we take this scenario, first we need to create two VPC called as VPC test 01, and we need to create VPC test 02. So two VPCs we need to create, and the IP addresses, the CIDR value is 12.0.0.0 by 16 is one, and 13.0.0.0 by 16 is another one, right? So we are going to create two VPCs. Okay, so go for the VPCs, select on VPC, say as VPC, what is the name I have given here, let me check, VPC test 01. Okay, VPC hyphen test hyphen 01, and here CIDR value is 12.0.0.0 by 16. Okay, next is keep it everything as a default. Here you can see you have a two options, VPC only and VPC and more. So if you click VPC and more, it will create the associate subnets also. So here you need to specify your number of availability zones, how many availability zones you want. So if you say 3 availability zones, then 3 subnets it will create, A, B, C. So you can choose the availability zones here and customize availability zones. So public subnet and private subnet. Two subnet, two is a public, two is a private. That's what it's a public and private, public and private, public and private. So it will create accordingly. You need not to do anything. So NAT gateway, if you want a NAT gateway, he will also create a NAT gateway. Here we have not done anything. So here So it's a by default one. You need not to create any routing table or anything. You need not to create. Everything will be get created by itself. So one for availability zone. So he will create your route tables also as per your NAT gateway. But here, if I do this, if I show you this, then you are not able to understand anything. So that's the reason I have not gone through this. So just I will go for VPC only now. Okay. So this is an automation part. So everything can be done by your uh, uh, everything is created by default. So here you can mention your CIDR blocks and everything. So but now I don't want to do this in a automation part. So I want to do in a manual manner. So VPC only I will select. So CIDR value 12.0.0.0 by 16 and say create a VPC. So my test VPC is got created. It's nothing but VPC test 01. So here I need another VPC. So I will go here and I will create another VPC called as VPC hyphen test hyphen 02. So here I will be creating another VPC over here. 13.0.0.0 by 16. So this is another VPC. Okay. So here I have created two VPCs, VPC01 and VPC02. So two VPCs has been created. What is our next step? I need to create my internet gateway. Go to internet gateway and say create internet gateway. IGW hyphen demo hyphen VPC hyphen pairing. Okay, this is a demo internet gateway, demo for VPC pairing. So create internet gateway. So I have created an internet gateway now. So this internet gateway need to be associated with which VPC. So this internet gateway need to be associated with my public subnet, or we can call it as VPC test 01. Test 01 is my public subnet. So I need to associate this with my public subnet. Go for attach to an VPC, and here you need to select VPC test 01. Okay, say attach internet gateway. So this is attached now to my test VPC 01. So our this concept is clear now. We have created two VPCs and we have created an internet gateway, and now I need to create a subnets. Okay. So go for subnet and say create subnet. Select a VPC subnet for test 01. Here what is the subnet? Public hyphen subnet hyphen 01. Okay. Or you can say as 1A, availability zone as 1A, public subnet 1A. I am selecting as 1A over here. So I am keeping both the subnets in a same availability zones. Okay. I am not changing the availability zones right now. So 12.0.0. Okay. 1.0 by 24. So here I have 256 IP addresses. Say create a subnet. So I have created a subnet with VPC test 01. Now I want to create another subnet with a different VPC, right? So create a subnet, select the VPC test 02 and here you type private subnet 1A, and you select the same availability zone is a 1A, and here the CIDR block value is the 13. So I will use 13.0.1.0 by 24. Okay. So click on create subnet. Now you have created two subnets. Okay. And one is a public subnet and another is a private subnet. Both are in a different VPCs. So VPC 1 and VPC 2. So now our subnet part is clear. Next, I need to create my routing table. I need to create, so as per the diagram, so my subnets are cleared, private subnet and public subnet. And the next part is I need to create a route table for my public subnet and route table for my private subnet, right? So create a route table, RT for public. Okay, you associate this with public subnet that is called as VPC test 01 and say create route. In the same manner, you need to create another route table RT for private. Okay, route table for private, and you need to select VPC test 02. So create route table here. So now two route tables has been created, and now you need to have an association IP addresses associate. You need to associate the subnets. So go for public and select subnet association and edit subnet associate. As we have only one public subnet associated with 12.0.1.0, you click on this and say save association. So now the public subnet is associated with my subnet, and next you need to associate your private subnet. Go for private subnet, and here you need to edit a subnet association. Select on this and say save association. So we have associated our route table as per the subnet, and here what I need to do, I need to configure my IGW also. I need to configure my IGW for my route table 1. Okay. So go for route, go for edit route, add route. Here the IP address, and here I will be configuring as internet gateway, the internet gateway which we have created for internet gateway demo VPC pairing. Okay, so save the changes. Till now what we did, we have created two VPCs and we have created a internet gateway, and we have created two subnets, public subnet and private subnet, and we have created a route table for public subnet and we have created a route table for private subnet. And now the next task is we need to create an EC2 instances for public subnet and for, so our networking part is clear now till here. So here we have also configured the routing table for public subnet, and for private subnet we need to configure it. Okay. For the private subnet, yes, subnets are associated with private subnet also. Yeah. Let us go for now for EC2. Here launch EC2. test hyphen EC2 hyphen public. I am using this EC2 for my public environment. Select as Windows. And here as an instant type, my key when now comes for edit. Here I need to select my public, that is called as VPC test 01, and here I need to select my public subnet. I will be creating a new security group. It's a by default security group. Hyphen ESG hyphen ESG. Okay. So next is nothing but enable an IP address automatically. So I will click on public IP address, public subnet. So I will enable my public IP here. You click on launch EC2 instance. So my EC2 instance has been launched. So in running, so I need to create another EC2 instance, which is called as private test hyphen EC2 hyphen private. I will select as Windows. Select the key pair value, my key, edit. So select as VPC test 02. So private subnet 1A availability zone. Here I am not selecting any of the public IP. Why? Because I will be accessing this EC2 instance from my public based upon the VPC pairing. Test EC2 private hyphen SG hyphen SG. So here come down and say let's wait this till these two EC2 instances get initialized. Let us see my my public server is got ready. Go for connections, RDP, remote desktop download, keep it, generate the password, upload the private key. With this key. Okay. So so now everything is clear now. So I have connected to my test public VPC. From this VPC, I need to communicate with my the another EC2, that is my private EC2, right? Let us see what is an IP address for my private. Go to EC2 instance. Here you select my private. You can see 13.0.1.64. This is an IP address which has been assigned. So go for this server, type RDP. Remote desktop protocol. Thirteen dot 0.1.64. Will I able to communicate? Yes or no? Any answers? I am expecting an answer. Will I able to access my another server in another VPC? Yes or no? Any answers? No one want to answer? Okay, fine. Think it's not getting understand to you, I think. No, you cannot answer. You cannot access that that EC2. Why? Because we have still not created and pairing. So both are in a different VPC. Let us see that. Yes, pairing is not done. So let's say connect. In our yesterday scenario, it was possible. Why? Because both are in a one VPC and different subnets, but the CIDR value was same. By 16 it was there, so that's the reason it was able to communicate. But here it won't able to communicate. Why? Because both are in a different CIDR value as well as both are in a different VPCs. Okay, so here you keep it like this. Now come to your VPC section where you need to create a VPC pairing. So first I will select here left hand side, you can see the VPC pairing option. Go for VPC pairing. So create VPC pairing connection. It's I will see VPC peering from VPC test 01 to VPC test 02. So here I am pairing the connection between VPC 1 to VPC 2. Here there you need to select the requester who is requesting for pairing. So I will be select test 01 is a requester which is associated with 12.0.0.0 by 16, and here you need to select if it is in the same account, my account. If you want to go with another account, you need to select the another account ID. So here I am selecting as my account. If you have same region, I will be using as same region. Why? Because my both VPCs are in the same region. I am using a same region. If it is another region, you need to select another region, and you can select the other region over here, and you can say you need to provide the VPC ID. So here VPC ID means what? This is the ID you need to provide. If you click on VPC, here you can got a VPC ID. You need to provide this VPC ID of your other region. Okay. Here I am using the same region. So I am selecting a VPC ID that is called as VPC test 02. So automatically you got the associated option. Okay. Now say create pairing. So a VPC pairing connection from VPC pairing has been requested. So you can see pending acceptance. You can accept or reject the pairing connection request using an action menu. As I said yesterday, so pairing connection is nothing but one you need to request, and the acceptance need to be submitted or accepted needs to be accepted by the recipient. So who is the recipient here? So I am using a same region and same account. So I have a same sender and same acceptor, but here the difference is only the VPC ID differences. So go for action here, accept request, select on accept request. You can see requester IP ID is VPC test 01, acceptor is VPC test 02. So these are the requester, this is the acceptor. Requester CIDR value is 12.0.0.0 by 16, and acceptor CID, so it's given as a your region and the owner information. So I say accept a request. Now my VPC pairing is connection is established. Here can go here for the route table. So no route tables has been created, but the DNS entries has been allow acceptance VPC to resolve DNS of a host is requested VPC to a private IP address. Okay. So to a private IP address, both are accepted. Okay. You can see my VPC pairing connection is in active stage. Okay. Now will I can able to communicate? Yes or no? Anyone? Mohammed? Can I RDP the server now? Yes, exactly. I need to configure my routing table as well. Go for route table. Here I will selecting as public route and say edit route. And here I need to add a route saying as my destination. What is my destination? Currently we are in a public cloud. Okay, so this is my public, and what is my destination? My destination is 13.0.0.0 by 16. This is my CIDR for a destination. I need to add that destination value, okay, of my VPC So go for route. Here edit route. You need to add 13.0.0.0 by 16. So this is my destination. Why? Because I am currently I am adding a route in public route table, and I need to provide a private route table information. Here I am creating a route table for a public, and I am editing a route in a public subnet by mentioning a destination as 13.0.0.0 by 16 through a VPC. Here you come down, you say pairing connection, you select this, you can see there is a VPC pairing connection available. Click on this and click on save. In the same way, you need to do the routing modification in your private subnet also, private route table. So go for private route table, go for route, say edit route. Here you need to add a route by mentioning as 12.0.0.0 by 16. Okay, you need to provide here. I am using this subnet, and here I am adding this as a route. Okay, go here and say pairing connection. Select this and say save. So my route tables has been created in public as well as in a private. So in public also it's created, and private also it's created. Okay. So let us see now. Let us test whether it works or not. Yes, it's got connected now. You need to decrypt your password. Go for EC2. Private connection, RDP, get password. Decrypt the password. Okay. Copy here. Yes. Now I am able to access the server which is in another VPC. This was not possible before creation of VPC pairing. Okay. Will I able to update the patches on this EC2 instance? 13.0.1.64. Yes or no? On private EC2 instance. Yes. Anyone? Any other answers? No one want to answer my question? Okay. Let us try that also. I think no. My answer is no. We cannot update the Windows patches on this machine. On the EC2 instance, which is hosted in public subnet, yes, we can update the patches on the Windows machine which is hosted on public subnet, but the Windows machine which is hosted on a private subnet cannot access and patches. Here, the concept what we did is we have created a communication established. We have established a communication between two different VPCs, and one VPC has an internet connectivity, and one VPC does not have any internet connectivity. Yeah. Check for updates. NAT should be there. Yes, there should be NAT. Without NAT, we cannot update the patches. We need to configure the NAT. See, the same thing, we could not connect to update services. We will try again later and to check now if it is still not done. Okay. So we need to configure the NAT. So right away, I will be configuring a NAT over here and let us see. So in this environment, in yesterday's environment, we are used as a single VPC. Here in this environment, we have done the same diagram, but the here the concept is we have changed a we have used a different VPCs, two different VPCs in a two different subnets, and between that VPCs we have established a communication, a pairing connection. So yesterday we have done a two different subnets, and between the subnets we have created a route table. But now here we are created a route table between two different subnets, but that subnets are in two different VPCs and both are in a same region. Okay. Here, I will go for NAT now. I will go create a NAT gateway. Say pairing, pairing, demo hyphen NAT. Okay. So which subnet I need to associate? This need to be associated with my public subnet. Okay. So it should be in a public type of connectivity, and I need to allocate an elastic IP, and IP has been assigned. So create a NAT gateway. My NAT gateway is created now. Okay. So what I need to do in a routing table? So do I need to update a routing table in a public or a private? I need to update a route table in a private. Edit route. See, you could not find any route over here. Okay, can you see any route? No. Why? Why? Because you have created a route in different VPC. Okay, you have created a route in a different VPC, and you have created a NAT gateway associated with public subnet. See, connectivity is public. So sorry. It's still showing as pending. Let it get completed. After that, we will check. Now it is an available private, say route, edit route. Still, you could not find your NAT. Why? Why? Because it's created under a public subnet under this subnet, but not in this subnet. So click here, say route, edit route, add. You cannot add again this one NAT gateway here. If I select this, it will give me an error. There was an error editing a rule. All changes has to be reverted. So the route identified by 00000 already existed. So once it is existed, you cannot create a route. So here, what I need to do, I need to change the route to private subnet instead of public. Yeah. Go for NAT gateway. Select this one. So I will be deleting this. Say delete. Just let us wait for some time. See, this was assigned to test 01. So that's the reason why you are not able to access it. Okay. Deleted. Create NAT demo pairing. Here, which subnet you need to select instead of right? Sometime before you have selected a public subnet, but here I need to select to my private subnet, but the connectivity type of a NAT will be a public only. Allocate an IP and say create NAT gateway. So I will release one. You can see here now, this is connected to my VPC test 02. Why? Because I have selected a subnet called as test 02 subnet. So that's the reason it has been selected to this test. Can anyone do this setup in their environment? Mohammad or Firasat, if you are in front of your laptop, just can you do this setup? Create one VPC. Under one VPC, you create one subnet. Private subnet. Create one EC2. EC2. Okay, give the subnet CIDR value as 15.0.0.0.1 and VPC CIDR value is 15.0.0.0 by 16. Okay. And create a route table. associate this subnet. So can anyone do this? Can anyone do this? And after that, in this EC2 instance, create a Windows machine. Anyone who want to do it? Firasat or Mohammed? Yeah, anyone anyone from the team. So anyone like Irfan, or you can Nasimunisa, or Ahmad, Wahid, or Firasat, or Nasir. Anyone, just confirm it who want to do this setup. What I want to do is I want to create and establish a communication from my VPC to your VPC. So I want to test that. Okay. So I want to test that demo. So that session we will do it. So let me know who want to create this session in their environment. So I want this environment. So one VPC that is called as VPC demo, and that CIDR value should be this one 15.0.0.0 by 16, and there should be a one subnet which is called as private subnet, and private subnet should have 15.0.0.1.0 by 24. I don't want any internet gateway. Why? Because I am accessing through my VPC pairing connection. That EC2 instance I will be accessing through my VPC pairing connection. So I don't want any internet connection. Means once you are creating an EC2, you should not select an public IP over there or public internet IP over there, and you create the EC2 instance. So that, after creation of private subnet, you create a routing table for your subnet, and you associate the subnet 15.0.1.0 to your routing table. Then you create the EC2 instance. Then what I will do is I will ask you to create another route which is called as my VPC route. Okay, we will test that. From 12 we will create that route and we will test it. Okay. Okay. Thanks Irfan. Yes, Mohammed.
Sir, sometimes we are taking like Linux environment for AC2, and sometimes we are adopting Windows. Like
Mhm.
for this VPC, we have adopted Windows. Why is that, sir? I mean, like for other like S3s and all, we were taking like Linux, but over
Mhm.
here we have opted Windows. So why is that? I mean, I just want a clarity on that.
For the EFS, the Windows will not support for the EFS volume as per the design. Uh, Only the Linux boxes will use an EFS volume. So that's the reason we have taken in Windows as a Linux box. And here to test our testing connectivity, and to make sure that RDP, like other servers, are getting accessed or not. Right, we can do by ping command. Also, we can check, but only we can see the reply only. But if I use a Windows, we can do the remote desktop, and remote desktop tool by we can connect to the another machine and we can access that machine. So that's the reason why in this scenario I have taken a Windows. So for a better understanding, you can take Linux also, but as I feel that, as I observe that most of your people are getting confused when I am running a Linux commands on a Linux machine. So on EFS, like when I was doing a lab sessions for an EFS, I see that most of the people has got confused. So by running a Linux command, why? Because you are not familiar with Linux command, so you will be getting confused. So you don't, to make it the class easier and make it things to be understand in a good fashion, I am using a Windows environment. Hope is clear, Wahid. Thanks. Right? You can use any environment. Not only I am using currently Windows, you can use a Linux environment also. But you should be familiar with the commands, ping command and traceset command, communication command. So you need to able to access that particular machine. You need to access that particular drive folders and all. So all commands you need to familiar. So for each and everything you need to write a command. You will get confused. So that's the reason I am using a Windows. Okay, so here now I have configured my NAT. Let me see here. It's failed. Why it's failed? Okay, network interface ID, it's not assigned. Okay, let us see. Go for Elastic IP. So I will assign this. Allocate an Elastic IP. Network interface. Choose my network interface. Okay. It's fair enough. Okay. That is the reason. Network VPC so and so has no internet gateway attached. So you are no internet gateway attached. So that's the reason you are not able to create a public connectivity of NAT. You need to create a private connectivity NAT. So say create a NAT. Okay. NAT hyphen private. Okay. You select the subnet called as private subnet, and here connectivity type you select as a private. Okay. You select the connectivity. Private NAT traffic cannot reach the internet. Okay. So it's nothing but you cannot able internet. Go for additional settings. Private IP address assigning method. Number of auto assigned private IP addresses. How many private IP addresses you need to assign, or you can say as custom. let us say create a NAT gateway. Let us see. Yes, now this is available for private, but you can see that you have not received any public IP address, so that you are not able to access this a public IP address. So what I will do right now is I will create an instance, means internet gateway, one more internet gateway for my another VPC, and I will attach that to another VPC called as test02. Then I will configure the NAT over there. Okay. Here, what I am doing is I am not accessing that machine through the internet gateway, but I am configuring internet gateway to access my updates. IGW for VPC 02, say create. I will go for routing table. Click on route. Say edit route. Add internet gateway. Okay, I have not attached that, right? In detached mode, so I need to attach it to the VPC. So here I am not going to configure any NAT, just I have configured an internet gateway to my private subnet, private routing table. I have configured an internet gateway and I have attached this to my second VPC in a routing table. I have created a route with an internet gateway that is called as IGW, which is attached to my second VPC. Let us see now whether I can get an updates or not. Okay, Wahid, we will do it tomorrow, not an issue. But I request you to go to these videos today. So watch this video and try to do it from your end. Once, if you still faces any issue, we will do it tomorrow. Okay. So we have simple steps we have done. We have not done any more steps what we have today's session. Just we have created a two different VPCs, the VPC 1 and VPC 2. And between these two VPCs, we have after that we have created an internet gateway, and that internet gateway we have attached to a public subnet or a VPC test 1. Then we have created a root table, and we have created a root table for VPC test 1 and VPC test 2. And after that root table, we have associated our IP addresses to this, and then we have created a VPC EC2 instances on two different subnets, and then we have created a VPC pairing, and then we have established a communication. Means we have edited the root table. We have mentioned we have went to the root table VPC test 1, and there I have edited. I have given the destination of 13.0.0.0 by 16 and the pairing connectivity, and but the same in a vice versa also I did. So I have went to the private subnet root table, and from there I have given 12.0.0 as my destination address, so that it both establish a communication. So that is what we did. So this is only the concept which we are to do, but after that I want to update and internet. I want an update and patches in my private subnet server. So I was trying for NAT, but it's not working. So NAT is not working for my public. Why? Because it is not attached to my internet gateway, is not attached to my private subnet. So that's the reason it's not working. So I created a new internet gateway. I attached that internet gateway to my this server. So let us see. I think it's not will not get updated. So you forgot about the NAT and updates. Just you do the lab session till this diagram. So till this one you do it. Okay. So now our next concept is I need to establish a pairing connection between one account to another account. So that's the reason I asked any one of you to create this account. So create this VPC demo and create this subnet, and you need to create an EC2 instance, and from the EC2 instance you need to associate a Windows machine. So I want to see what are the possibilities when you are creating a VPC from one account, AWS account, to another AWS account. Okay. So is it done? Irfan or Firasat? Anyone can confirm is my setup is ready? Okay. Share your account ID. I will go for pairing connections. Create pairing. Pairing to another AWS account. So this is my requester. Okay. So share me your account ID. Okay. Is this in the same region or any other region? You have created in VPC in which region? Give me a VPC ID. Irfan, can you share me the VPC ID? Thanks. See here, I have mentioned three different concepts. One is account ID, the Irfan's account ID, the AWS account ID, and another he is in another region. So I have mentioned another region and the VPC acceptor ID. Okay. So now I will create a standard, create a request connection. Okay. So I can see here pending acceptance. So my request is pending. Irfan, have you received the acceptance request? Just refresh the pairing page. Okay, great. Let us see here. Yeah. Now my another account is activated. What I will do, I want to go to the route table. Here, I want to go for public. Okay. Route. I need to create a route. Add route 15.0 15.0.0.0 by 16, and that to an pairing connection. I need to select pair to other AWS account, right? So click on save. I have created another pairing connection here. So now Irfan, you do the same thing. You go for routing table and you go for the route table which you have created. That is called as your private subnet route table. Okay, in that route table, go for edit route and select here. You mentioned 12.0.0.0 by 16. Okay, and select, go for pairing connection and select this pairing. So pair to another AWS account. Select this pairing and say save from your end. So confirm me once you are done with that. Okay. This is 15 dot. Okay, you have created 15.0.1.0 as by 24 as your VPC. Yeah. Okay, I need to modify the route. One dot zero by 24. You have done that. Okay, not an issue of subnet, but so I need to connect on VPC, not on a subnet. What you need to do is, yeah, in route table, in your private route table, go for edit route. In that edit route, click on add route. Here you mention as 12.0.0.0 by 16 my VPC address. Then here you select as pairing connection and you select as pair to another AWS account and click on save changes. Okay, done. Okay, thanks. So can you confirm your EC2 instance IP? 15.0.1.6. No, it's not getting connected, first of all. That's right, password is correct, but it's not getting connected. So I think 15.0.1.6. Yes. This is not getting connected. I think there is some changes you have made from your end. So have you associated this subnet to your VPC, means route table? So validate this thing. So you need to have an associated with the subnet in your route table, and the routing need to be get configured. You need to configure 12.0.0.0 by 16, and you need to select the target as your pairing connection. So you need to verify this. Okay. If you have just in your demo, in your tomorrow session, in your lab demos, I request you all to do it on a VPC connection on different region instead of like using a different other account ID. So I request you to do it on different region, go for pairing connection. And here you can see my account, and here you can select another region, and you select the region and you select the VPC ID, and you do all this lab session, so that this is your assignment for you to do it your VPC on different region. Okay. You have added, but I think there is some issue. We are not able to access, or we are not able to ping it. Okay, not an issue. We will do it later, this one. Okay. So hope VPC concept is clear. Yes, Virasat, we can try. demo hyphen another AWS. So here I will be having my requester. Select another VPC to pair with other account. Share me your account ID and your region and your VPC ID. Share these three details. This is your account ID. Okay. And your VPC ID. And what is your region? US North Virginia. This location is not there. Firasat, can you check the location? Can you check? Can you confirm the location, Firasat? US East 1. This region only. Create pairing. So routing table, which routing? Can you confirm your CIDR for VPC? Okay, can you confirm your CIDR value, which you have mentioned at the time of creation of VPC? Fin dot 0.0.0 by 16. Pairing connection. It's not activated. Why? Because you need to accept my request. So you accept my request. I think you got my request, right? VPC pairing request. Once you accept my request, here it should, in a routing table, it's showing me a black hole. Lies is not activated. Why? Because my pairing connection is not accepted yet. So you try to accept my pairing connection, my request pairing connection. Okay, accepted. Great. Refresh still showing as pending for acceptance. Still not got accepted. Now it's got accepted. So it has been changed now to 15.0.0 by 16. So you can see, we can see here, yeah, it's activated. It's accepted now. Share me your instance ID. So have you created your updated or your routing table? No, your instance IP. You give me the instance IP, and you need to update your routing table also on your end. So I think not working. Issue. We will check this. So I think there is some issue with connectivity or routing table. We need to update some more routing table at your end. I think we need to configure your internet gateway also. Print table added. Okay. Still not able to communicate. I think we need to add internet gateway also at your end. Okay, Firasat, we will check tomorrow. NAT is not required. So here we are not downloading the patches. NAT is only one-way traffic. So NAT is not required over here. So we need to configure the internet gateway also. So we will check this, Firasat, tomorrow. Okay. Okay, so tomorrow before coming to the class, you do all these sessions, all this lab. So you try to do your lab by own. I want you to do this lab. So if you want, you can take the screenshot or snap of this. So I can't paste this here. So you can do this lab. Let me see, can I paste it or not? I have not tried it anytime. I think I can't paste it. I can't paste an image in the chat. So tomorrow you do this lab. Okay, this is a lab. What you need to do it tomorrow. So you need to do it by yourself. Okay, I have done in a same region. I request you all to do in different regions so that we will be completing our pairing sessions. Okay. Thanks all for your time. Okay. Have a good day. Bye.